Hi guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at Ellie Goulding's Burn. It's a really popular song. I've heard it on the radio tons of times, and it's got a really neat melody. First things first, always, let's look at the verse chorus of it. It's got a nice... Alright, so right now we can see this is a solid 4 measures of intro. That's pretty good. And then, so 4 measures of intro, 4 measures of an intro with her voice, with nothing else, and then a little so it's building up a little bit, but it's still mostly just her. Alright, and then the main, I'd say the verse. So this is pretty interesting. You know, most of the time you see things in groups of 2 or 4, but she actually did 3 groups of 4 beat, of 3 groups of 4 measure, I'd say introduction. But you know what? It's all good. She gets it out fast. I'm just gonna look at the time in the corner. 30. So this is 30 seconds in. That's pretty solid. All right. So then this is 8. This is 8 measures. And then this is the chorus. So 12 measures of intro, 8 of the first verse, and then the chorus, which I'm not going to count the rest because I'm mostly just like getting this part out of the way. I assume it's also 8 measures. Let's just see. Oh, I actually should mute some of this, some of that junk. I was just kind of messing around, but actually, you know what? That's crazy because she, the main meat of the song is actually only 4 measures, and then she goes into and then she goes back into this. So I guess I would call this a these. Oh, okay. You know what? I figured it out. So this is the introduction. This first like 4-bar chunk. Then these 8 bars is the verse, and then she has like 24 bars of chorus. So I guess this is a good lesson. It doesn't have to be like extremely on point. You don't have to have like 8 bars intro, 8 bars verse, 8 bars chorus, like a lot of the other songs we've looked at. This one is a little bit stranger, but it's still clear. This is obviously building up to this chunk right here, and then it goes back down, and then it comes back up like right here. Yeah, so it's all good. So yeah, so you know what? It gets more consistent as the song goes on, because then you have 8 here of this like pre-chorus, and then you know what? And then here it's kind of like a mix of the two, where you have the synth in the chorus with, you know, this build-up melody. So okay, so let's get into the melody now. We've spent about 3 minutes talking about that. Alright, so this is a great melody. It's also in a great key signature. It's a lot of... we were talking about in the Prima Donna video, there weren't any accidentals. Well, this one has a lot of accidentals, so it makes it a little harder to analyze, but like with all key signatures, once you kind of stay in the key for a while, if you hit a note that's not in it, so G, it just does not fit. So we're just going to try to use our ears to the best of our ability and not use a bunch of, you know, I would say pre-learned knowledge, because again, this is Melody Made Easy. It's for like beginners, so. Alright, so she repeats it here, and she repeats it again. So this is the main meat of the melody right here. So if we're gonna, the first thing we want to do when we look at a melody is think of where's the tensions and where's the releases. So that instead of starting out with this is kind of the tonic, I would say. So this is weird because in with the last song, you say that I'm kinda difficult. That had like tension, half release, tension, full release. Whereas this one, these are both tonics in the sense that it sounds like it's landing here. That sounds fine, and those both sound fine. Why is that? Well, because the song, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but it's in C sharp major. All right. So if we, I don't know this as a fact, but I'm going to find out right now. Yeah, it's in C sharp major. I knew this. So how did I know that? I knew that because both of these sound good, and they don't sound like tensions. And the reason why is because if this is the root, being that it's in C sharp major, then this is the root of the relative minor. So the thing about relative minors versus majors is every major key has a minor key that is 2 steps below it, or alternatively a 6 above it. So if we take this A sharp, this is a 6 above the C sharp. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So A sharp minor has the same exact notes as C sharp major. So if we play an A sharp minor scale, starting here, those are the same notes as in a C sharp major scale. So both of them sound pretty satisfying without any tensions needing to pull them 2 releases, is what I'm trying to say. All right, so let's listen to it again knowing that. All right, so it sounds like these are both like tonics, and these are both tensions. Because this is clearly not something you can land on. It has to go back to something. And what does it go to? Well, it's 1 step away from a C sharp, but it doesn't go down, it goes back up. So like this. That's more or less what it's doing, but it's trying to kind of hide that a little bit. It's not hiding it, but it's going back up. So anyway, it can't just stay there. It's got to go back up. All right. So now that we've figured that out, let's make some chords for this. She actually does sing some vocal harmonies later, right around here. You can hear like a really breathy like A sharp here, and she does something really weird right here. I'm going to talk about that in a sec. Do you hear that? The sing your hands right here. Hands. But an octave above that, she's going raising your hands. So she's got a with a. So that makes a second. And as I've talked about before, you don't normally want seconds. So it's a little strange that she's choosing to do this. I'm going to play it without the vocals. That's essentially what she's doing. Listen now just to the song. So she has a G sharp and an A sharp together. I don't know why she did that, because if you do this, if you go lower and give it a little more space, I personally think it sounds a little bit better. You know, and it keeps the consistency of having these both be resolves. But you know what? She's pretty famous, so she can do whatever she wants. You know, I'm not gonna. It doesn't sound bad, especially since these are like lower. So she's singing really high. So like if we make these lower to accommodate, you know, actually even better than that. Let's make this whole thing. And then we're gonna make this lower. See, yeah, so when you're not, it doesn't sound as bad, but I still question her decision on that. Anyway, so I just wanted to point that out.